Hello, and welcome back to Lone Gamers of the Apocalypse. On this arc of Lone Gamers, we are playing Vessel by Kyle Ott and Desks for Dorks. Desks and Dorks. I mess it up every single time I say it. Last time on Lone Gamers, we met Barry Blair, an artist and writer. He is a mild-mannered man who lives in the city, who just happens to be possessed by a spirit slash demon slash something named Mulgazar. Barry went off to a meeting to try to talk to a potential publisher of his comic book that he's working on, his graphic novel. And he was offered some money, but not to publish, just to buy and to never be published. As we go into our second challenge, Seppy's trying to think of what that challenge is.
The challenge, obviously, is for Mulgazar to convince Barry to take this deal so that he can work on other creative endeavors.
Okay. Don't know if you're going to convince him. Goes against Barry's goal.
Barry's goal? Yeah, it goes against Barry's goal.
All right, so Mr. Frost, this person that he's meeting with, just offered to purchase Barry's artwork with the stipulation that it never be published and never see the light of day. He threatened him by saying that he would call his uncle. Barry... Question?
No. Yeah, I was going to ask, how does Barry feel about his uncle?
Barry likes his uncle. Barry grew up with his uncle in the country. Barry does not want to move back to the country. And the one thing that Barry fears is just not being able to live here with the people that he likes in this place that he likes. And that all has to do with not being able to afford it. And if he can't afford it, he has to go live with his uncle.
Yeah, you can't take the bus with Sweet Carl anymore.
Yeah, or Scary Gary.
Scary Gary. We can avoid Scary Gary. We do not have to interact with Scary Gary.
So Mr. Frost gets on the phone and calls down to Barry's uncle. And Barry holds up a finger and just like, excuse me for 1 second. I've got a call. Barry puts in his earbud and turns his back to Frost. Mulgazar, this is really weird.
Now, why is it weird? Why is it weird, Barry?
He wants to.
I don't know if it's a very professional speak for you to say this is very weird after you take a call in the middle of an interview after somebody made you an offer.
You can't hear me right now. It's just weird.
Okay. Is it weird because somebody values your work enough to give you money?
No. I thought this was a publisher. He's not a publisher.
He is somebody who can make things happen for you. This guy is the kind of guy who owns publishers, Barry. We want this guy to like us. Our life will be better. All of our lives, all three of our lives, all of our lives will be better with funds.
He said never be published. It would never be published. He would not publish it.
No. And that, you know why that's good?
No.
Because there are other things that we need to publish, Barry. This is too close to home.
This is good, though.
It's really good. It's really well illustrated. The combat scenes are graphically on point. I don't think henchmen should have the main hero punch them so hard in the head that their eye sockets fragment into their brain, Barry.
You can't see that.
Yeah, you can. You really can see. You literally no. You did that anime cross section where you see the outline of the person and you see the brain shoot, the bones shoot in deeper into the skull. You did that. That's on page 6. It's not a cartoon. It's art. It's manga. You did it very, very well. But it's also super graphic. and too honest.
People, I moved here so I could get things published.
Yeah, we're going to get you things published.
This isn't being published.
No, but other things can be, Barry. Like this isn't a wall. This is a door or a window. It is an opportunity for us to get what you want, because you want to be recognized as an artist, correct?
Yes.
Or do you have to tell the story of the Silver Shield? Is that the only story that you have to tell?
This is the story that I want to tell right now, that I've been telling for the past 9 months.
You have been telling it really hard, and crime rates in the city have plummeted because of that. And you've made a lot of enemies. I mean, the Silver Shield has made a lot of enemies because
yes, it's fiction.
The success.
I have made a lot of, yes, I've drawn a lot of enemies.
You've drawn a lot of enemies. Now,
Barry,
I would like us to tell a different story of the Silver Shield.
Barry, hold on. Yes, sorry, I gotta go. I'm in the middle of something. Yes, your uncle's on his way up. Oh, good. Haven't seen him in a while. It'll be nice to meet with.
Barry, he's bringing the luggage, and he's bringing your eviction notice.
Anyway, it was nice to meet you, Mr. Frost, but if it's not going to be published, I'm afraid we don't have a
didn't
deal.
even ask it. You gotta ask. Like, ask the important questions, Barry. Ask him the important questions. Barry, do it.
It's a nice view you've got here.
Do it, Barry. Malchazar uses his scary voice that Barry cannot ignore.
I notice you've got a folder with my name on it. Care to elaborate on that? Oh, well, Barry, we've been watching you for quite some time.
That's not the question you care about, Barry. Barry, we ask what we can get published. If not this, ask him the question.
I've taken a great deal of interest in your career, Barry. The Silver Shield. Some interesting stuff. It's what do you base your art on?
Ask him if you could tell different stories of the Silver Shield.
Well, I just get my ideas. They just come to me. What sort of thing
in your sleep?
What sort of thing would you be interested in publishing? Well, he closes up the portfolio and moves to the window, looking out on the rainy streets, the traffic.
He's going to offer you something to make it legitimate for why he's buying your portfolio. So he's going to buy 2 manuscripts and not publish one of them. We're going to give him a manuscript that you love, Barry. It's just not going to be this super graphic Tetsuo the Iron Boy crap you keep on drawing every night.
That's what I want to draw.
Nope. You have lots of stories in you, Barry. And so does the Silver Shield. Let's talk about saving people instead of crushing their skulls into the wall.
Now, Mr. Blair, I've met other, let's call them artists. And I've taken a special interest in a few of them. Now, the Silver Shield, there's something special about these comics. Do you call them comics? You could call them comics. I was looking for more of like a trade paperback kind of deal. Yes, these comics. Now, and then there's a knock on the door. That must be
your uncle. He's got your luggage. He's got your eviction notice. Act like, of course he's here, Barry. Act like he's saving you.
Come in. And the door opens, and you see this man, Uncle William. William is in his late 50s. He's graying.
Aw. You see Mulgazar as smooches a little bit. He's like, oh, William has
Stop it,
still got
Mulgazar.
it. Oh my God. William still got it.
And he is wearing a suit, but it's not as nice as the one that Barry's in. It looks like it's been worn for a long time. It's a little bit out of style. It's that 90s style. Um, the tie is wide.
You love the 90s.
Hey, you're the one who put me in Junko jeans. All right.
Those Jankos, they never go out of style there, Mark.
You called me, Mr. Frost. Is there something I can do for you? William, I was just meeting with your nephew, Barry. I was interested in purchasing his artwork, but he doesn't want to budge on selling it. I told him that we wouldn't be able to publish this particular piece.
Say thank you for coming, Uncle.
Shut up, Mulgazar. Uncle Bill, it's nice to see you. Barry
It is nice to see him.
Stands up and goes up and gives him a hug. Everything okay? Gives him a significant look. And Bill sort of gives him I think he gives him a genuine
Barry, look at the
smile.
luggage. Look at in his pocket.
There's no luggage.
There is.
Who's the GM here?
Oh, there isn't any luggage?
No, there is no luggage.
There isn't any luggage?
No.
Mulgazar likes to lie.
Barry, I think you should take this deal. You heard your uncle.
Barry, you still haven't told me what kind of story you would like to publish with the Silver Shield. Does it
Mr.
have
Frost.
to be this story? Does it have to be this story, Barry?
Mr. Frost. If you do buy this story, I'm not a big negotiator. It's not something I do very often, but I think there's some negotiation that has to happen here, because this story is very important to me. I've been working on it for a very long time, and I've put in a lot of hours, and I've put in a lot of hours at the pizza place in order to afford to be able to put in a lot of hours at this. And to make that time worth it, I think we need to come up with some sort of arrangement. I thought we were swinging that
pizza because Carl came in once in a while. I think that was that. That wasn't that what we were doing? There's also that girl that you like who works there, but I thought we were doing it for Carl.
So if you buy this, what you look like the sort of person who can, I don't think you're a publisher, but you probably know people. Can you get me in touch with somebody who might be interested in publishing my next work? I would like it to be about the Silver Shield. I've got a lot of stories left to tell with that character, but if you want this one, it can be over.
I don't think he cares about the Silver Shield as an entity, Barry. I think he cares about the particulars on specific Silver Shield things. Take a closer look at Uncle Bill. Number one, because he's a snack, and number two, because The two of them are trading information back and forth. Look at what they're doing.
He looks at Uncle Bill, and if we had dice, I would make you roll some dice right now.
You gotta choose. You gotta make it happen on your own, DM Mark.
I think that Mulgazar notices, but Barry does not.
That's why Mulgazar is telling Barry.
Yeah. So,
and the baggage the luggage he's talking about is the baggage between the two of them.
Yeah. Oh, there's a little bit more luggage than that. There's something here. Barry doesn't notice it because he's not looking for it, but Mulgazar notices a bulge in his under his jacket, his chest area. Uncle Bill's carrying a weapon.
Barry, I know I've said this before, but Bill is packing. And not the normal way that I'm talking about this, Barry. Yeah. It's not like think about Sweet Carl. Just give me a moment. It's not that kind of time. Where I'm talking about Bill has suited up with his weapon. I think it's a Glock. Yep. Definitely a Glock.
Yeah, Bill turns and you get a sneak peek at the Glock in the shoulder holster. Sir, was there something you needed me for other than to see my nephew? I'm happy he's here, but if you don't need anything, I've got other business I've got to take care of today. Oh, I just thought you might help convince him. According to my sources, I think he could really use this funding. Yeah?
Yeah.
I just want to tell my story.
And
you'll be able to tell.
We're gonna tell the story. We're gonna tell the story, Barry. We're not gonna tell the whole story, and we're certainly not gonna tell the specific stories and specific nights. I think that's good for all of us. Like everybody in this room, everybody in this body. I mean, you and me, we both agree that this is gonna be good for everybody. And not just like sitting behind Carl good. I mean, actually good. Like we're gonna get the protection and funding that we need.
Fine. I'll sell it.
I can't have you be unhappy. I can't be happy. Ask him what kind of story you can tell of the Silver Shield and when you can get it published. You need to be specific with this type of person, so that you aren't just universally getting what you like. We are using very specific language here, Barry. We need to make sure we craft a future where we thrive, not just survive.
I can sell this to you. I need to know what sort of stories I can tell that will get published, though, because that is just something I need to make happen. These stories need to be out there. I can't be the only person who knows them, who enjoys them. Well, first of all, thank you. I appreciate that you took the time not only to meet with me, but to sell me this information. The stories that you can tell, I'm not sure you know them yet. There's a level of awareness that some people have that I'm not quite sure you're there yet.
Ask him about page 19 through 24.
Why?
Where you save the little girl from the gang violence.
Pages 19 through 24. I think I've got them in there. Will you look through them? Is that the story the sort of story that I could tell rather than the other ones? Yes, if that is the story you want to tell, yes, I think that is something you could do. Now, I would appreciate if you, for compensation, of course, if you were to bring your stories to me before anybody else in the future.
No, he's gotta hook us up with somebody else. If he's gonna have editing privileges, then he needs to also get us to a publisher who's going to be publishing it. This is like, what kind of crazy ass deal is this, Frost? Like,
If
pony up.
you if you want editing privileges, you need to find a publisher as well. Like, oh, of course. I have a few friends in publishing. We can make some sort of arrangement here.
I want a weekly Jump. I want to be weekly included in Shonen Jump. Ask him, Barry. Ask him we can do
I don't
this.
think that's going to fly. I don't think he.
No, I think it will.
I
He'll
want
make it happen.
I want weekly syndication. Well, weekly syndication, that might be a little much, don't you think? You haven't published anything before.
Weekly syndication with the option for a light novel.
Weekly syndication with the option for a light novel. What do you think this is? I don't have that sort of pull, young man. I'll see what I can do. But if those are the terms, I'm afraid I may just have to.
He needs this, Barry. Tell him to look at page 32 to 42.
What's on page 32 to 42? Page 32 to 42. He opens it up and flips.
It's when the dragon tattoo escapes. He needs to know where you followed him to. I mean, he needs to know where the Silver Shield followed him to.
Well, Barry said 32 to 42 out loud. So Frost opens to page 32 and quickly glances over, flipping through the pages. These like large sheets of
Stop him before he gets to page 40.
And Barry puts a hand down on page 39. You don't get to read it unless you buy it. Sorry.
Nice job, Barry. I like you that much more. I'm going to help you get that girl at the pizza place.
Okay. It sounds like we may have a deal here then. Want syndication? I'll see what I can do. It is within my purview. I'll act as your agent in these matters. How does that sound to you? How does that sound, Bill? I think that sounds pretty good. I would take this deal if I were you, Barry.
You've got to, it's not perpetuity. Tell him that, and he's better get something of yours published within the month.
You need to get something published within the month. I want to retain all my copyrights. Not in perpetuity.
In perpetuity.
Is this the moment where you take over?
No, this isn't. No, like it literally, the most scary word that has been ever issued from Mulgazar's face is in perpetuity.
I'm prepared to cut a check today. You just see my boy in reception. He'll get it all prepared for you. Okay. Can I have my portfolio back? That was expensive. I just hear Mulgazar shaking his head.
Yep. You see Uncle Bill. Yeah, Mulgazar's like, check out Uncle Bill's face. I don't think you should push for the portfolio. We can, but do you see how many O's are in this check? Don't worry about the portfolio, Barry.
I think as he says his his boy will cut him a check. Like just a young man emerges from nowhere. Like he's been there the whole time, and he's got this large checkbook. Huge. It's a novelty check. No, it's not. And he gets the check, and it is larger than any amount of money that he has seen, except maybe on his student loans. So who contacts who? I'll call you. We'll call you, Barry. We'll be in contact. Bill, it was good to see you. Bill can show you the way out. Barry leaves his portfolio.
I know it's awkward, Barry, but I'm totally checking your uncle out. I can't help Bill is a snack. I'm so sorry. I feel so bad about this, but snack.
Barry leaves this office feeling a little weird about the whole situation that just happened. And heads out following Bill.
You can tell that Bill it keeps in shape. Like his old guy badunkadunk is really tight, and you're like, whoa.
Barry keeps his eye level high to avoid the comments.
I can still see it, Barry. I'm so sorry.
And I think that's the end of our second challenge.
I think that's the end of our second challenge.
All right.
Time to adjust the dice.
Time to adjust the dice.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Adjust all of the dice. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Lone Gamers of the Apocalypse. If you like what you hear, be sure to like and subscribe to not only Nightcast Creative, but to Fight in the Box as well. You can find them, the link above.
Find us.
Find us. Yes.
Find us.
All of our links are down below in the description, including links to where you might be able to find this game if you look hard enough. We'll see you next week for more Lone Gamers of the Apocalypse playing Vessel.